Isaac loves helicopters and boats and cars and anything that's a machine, mechanical. I try to find time, not every day, but nearly every day, to come out here with the kids so we can spend time in nature. We're very blessed to be able to live here. It's quite the contrast to where I grew up. I'm very grateful for everything that I've been through though in my life, and you know, looking back to where I came from, it's been a wild journey. It hasn't been easy to get to where I am now. There's been so many things that have happened, and obviously social media only shows a small fraction of someone's life, and it has been a tough journey. I try to post real stuff, but obviously not everything is online, and I don't like to be negative either, so it's a fine line between being real and showing it how it is, and showing bits of everything, the good and the bad, and also being like negative and appearing ungrateful. I want to be a place of positivity, and when people come to my pages, I want them to get something from it. Isaac, what are you doing? Can you see fishies? Are there any fishies? Where's the fishies? Fishies. Fishies? He wants to see himself on here. I have to flip it around. Look, see? Are you there? Can you see you? Fishies. That's not fishies, that's Isaac. What's that, Isaac? Yeah, eyes, nose and smile.
1, 2, 3.
3? 3 what?
1, 2, 3.
Okay. I'm just going upstairs to see the chairs and heater that Deck bought us. We're gonna start sitting outside and having either a tea, or if it's the weekend, maybe a little cocktail. Not much of a drinker, neither's Deck, but we like to sometimes have a cocktail just to, you know, chill out a little bit while the kids are asleep. So this is our balcony and the chairs that he bought. Where's the Swanee, Isaac?
Bunny!
Where's the Swanee?
The bunny!
So you've probably seen in my stories the swan. Well, sometimes we have one swan, sometimes there's 4, and they come up and visit us down there. It's really cute though. He's looking at himself like, ooh, who's that handsome devil? Oh, you think it's funny? Oh, I'm glad someone laughs at my jokes. So we moved here probably 3 or so weeks ago now. I don't know, time's going so fast. But I love the view from up here, and I love how the house is so open. And we can actually see, like, I can see what Mia's doing down there. And our couches are, what, for the washing? For the washing, yeah. And being able to see out the big windows, I just think it's really cool having these windows. And this is actually Mia's balcony. Isaac's actually been a bit sick. I feel like he's sick all the time. Oh, hello there. He was vomiting last night, so we were up, you know, changing bedding and vomit covered outfits, so it's always fun. You wouldn't know that he's sick because look at him, like he doesn't seem sick, right? You looking at yourself? Pretty. Self-care day. It is Sunday after all, so I'm using my company James Cosmetics, and this is Cloud Touch Luxury Hair Mask. It's great for removing the buildup of product, and it's really good for dandruff and cradle cap. Then I'm using Replenish Me, which is a really beautiful hydrating mask, and it's a great way to use these two if you're short on time. So I rub the first one, Cloud Touch, into my scalp, and then Replenish Me through the ends of my hair, and then I pop my little cap on. And I probably will have this on for about 5 hours or so. Now for my face, I'm using our Advanced Freeze and Quench Face Mask with Snowflake Bulb and Copper Tripeptide 1. This is a silk mask, and I'm going to leave this on for about 20 minutes, and it's going to leave my skin glowing, hydrated, silky smooth, pretty much everything you want your skin to be. I'm just making some veggies for lunch to go with the fish that Deck's cooking me. What fish is it, Deck? Snapper? Yeah. I'm having snapper and some veggies. My gut's been a bit crap at the moment, so I'm trying to calm down by having easily digestible food. So I'm peeling everything, even the zucchini, just to remove, you know, some extra bits that make it hard to digest, and I'm steaming it because that's the easiest way to digest food when it's been steamed. I also add some dulse flakes on top, which is high in iodine, and some sprouts. I couldn't think what it was called then. Then I have my favourite seasoning, which is organic naked coconut amino seasoning. So it's FODMAP friendly because I'm sticking to low FODMAP foods. I'm also doing low histamine foods, which literally leaves nothing to eat. I love adding French mustard on my fish with a little bit of lemon, and I've been using the Dijon mustard as well until I found out it had phosphates in it, which I am trying to avoid because there's all these hidden nasties in foods that can upset your gut, like the phosphates and salicylates, you know, all these bits and pieces, and cannot speak. Guar gum, xanthan gum, things like that I avoid as well because that feeds the bad bacteria. So I'm really trying to make my gut happy. I've been on my gut healing journey for a long time now, for years, and I've done a lot of research myself, and I've seen a lot of experts, from gastroenterologists to naturopaths to dietitians. I mean, you name it, I've seen it. Even psychologists and people that heal your, I guess, your nervous system, that sort of stuff. So I'm looking at things from all angles, trying to get to the bottom of my gut issues, to the bottom of it, get it? I just love looking out at this view. I feel so blessed to live here. So here is what I take when I eat. I have super enzymes, sodium butyrate, digestive enzymes, and histamine block. And those enzymes all have different things like HCl, betaine HCl, and different enzymes that help break down proteins, carbs, and fats in food. What are you doing?
I'm doing the game.
How did you get so many mats in your hair again? I only just brushed it out. Oh my goodness.
No, that's fine.
Oh, sorry. I stand on this and then what? Oh, you're so clever. How did you do that?
I don't know.
Whoa. You're supposed to sing into it. Oh,
no, more singing.
yeah, and more singing. You got to do more. Ready? Ooh. I think you need your own channel. Hey guys, good morning. So Dex just taken Mia to school. She's got an excursion today. She's going to see wildlife, so she's really excited about it. And I'm just here with Zachy boy doing some drawings. I had to buy some more pencil things, like these are crayons, because the ones he was using, he drew all over the carpet and the chairs and the table and everywhere. So I found these and they're pretty good. He tries to draw on the carpet and it doesn't work, so he's disappointed. I'm very happy about it. I'm just having my coffee and then I'm gonna get ready for the gym and head off and do a lower body session. I've been looking at new cameras. I'm just looking at getting a Sony, it's a CyberShot ZV-1. I've done heaps of research on different cameras for vlogging, and for the price and what it offers, I've decided this is the best. And when I research, I'm a nutcase. Like, I can't sleep. I'm watching every video out there possible. I might try and film some of my workout. I always feel really awkward when I'm at the gym and I don't want to film, you know. I think it's a bit obnoxious when other people are trying to train. So I always make sure if I do film, I try not to get anyone's faces in it. But obviously it's pretty impossible when it's a busy Monday morning. Anyway, gotta go and get to this little guy ready and myself ready for the gym. Zachy boy goes in the crèche and he loves it. He hated it at first, but now he loves it. Thank goodness, because it was really upsetting. I actually cried first time he went there because it's a new gym. Because we moved house and I didn't want to leave him. But now he loves it, don't you? Yes. Come on, let's go, Isaac. Come on. Come on. Good boy. These are the shoes I wear to the gym. They're like water shoes. I'm talking to the people.
Oh, sorry.
They're like water shoes, so they've got no base to them and no thickness, because I like to train as close to barefoot as possible when I'm doing legs. Nothing that's plyometric jumping or anything like that, but it's all like heavy-ish lifting. My heavy anyway. Zachy. Got my Seeds of Life toast. I put my Every Mite spread on top. So I usually have 2 pieces of that. I've already eaten one and I'm taking one in the car with me, as well as the rest of my coffee. So I get up and make a coffee. I drink half of it. I put the rest in one of these mug things, whatever it's called, that keeps it warm, and then I drink it usually after I train. I like separating it. It just makes me feel better and it stops me crashing. There's some science behind it, but yeah, look it up. Time for some hip thrusts. I like to use my band. I've got one that's a heavy one from Women's Best, and I just pop it above my knees. If you're going to use a band, make sure it's not too strong where it causes your knees to come in. You've got to resist the band throughout the whole movement and keep your knees directly over where your feet are. I like to use the band because it helps get my glute medius firing, as well as performing the lift and getting my glute maximus doing the work. So it's like a double whammy. Something to mention, the further away you have your feet from your butt, the more hamstring engagement. The closer you have them to your butt, the more glute engagement. But you don't want them too close, because then it becomes more about your quads doing the work, and we don't want that. So I like to dig my big toes into the ground. That's another little tip I learnt from Jono Freeman, who's my exercise physiologist who fixes me when I'm broken, and it helps engage the glute more. I fully extend at the hip and squeeze my glutes. So what happens is when your hips are fully extended, then your glutes are pretty much 100% engaged and contracted, and that's what you want to happen. So I'm focusing on that. I'm not coming all the way down in the movement. As you can see, I'm sort of just going halfway. I think they call this the CAS glute bridge or hip thrust, where it just focuses on the top part of the movement. I'm breathing in on the way down and out on the way up, and I try to pause at the top when my hip is fully extended. It's super hard doing this, and I do the scoop method as well. So look it up if you don't know what that is. I do some pulses at the top, and then I try to hold for as long as I can before almost dying. Glute lunge time. So this is either glute lunge or curtsy lunge, or whatever you want to call it. I'm elevating the front foot on 2 plates. They're 2 25-kilo plates, but they're quite wide ones, just so I've got some elevation and I can fully extend my my glute, get full extension, sorry, I should say, in my glute and hamstring, and then I'm coming up from there. I'm trying not to use the back foot to push up, so that the front leg is doing most of the work, and I'm slightly leaning over just because that causes your glute to do more work. If I was more upright, it would be a more quad dominant exercise. This is a great exercise for rehabbing the knee. My knees have been a bit clicky and weird lately, so this is one I'm doing for that, and it's also helping my ankle because I did a complete tear of my ATFL last year at gymnastics. I did a round off, just a silly little round off at the end of my session, like not even a run up or anything, and landed on it, and it cracked, and yeah, complete tear. Yay for me. I've actually done that one twice and the other ankle once, so my ankles aren't that great, to be honest. So as you can see here, I'm bringing my leg across and behind me as far as I can. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to add to that. Moving. All right, moving on to the leg press machine. This is an exercise I've been doing in this way for months now, and I love it. I get such a burn, not just in my quads, but in my hamstrings and glutes as well. So you want to set up with the chair as low as it can go so you can get full range of movement. Get those knees up nice and high so they literally touch your chest. And then you're going to put your feet in a wide stance with your toes slightly pointed out, so wide and high. And you're going to do 10 reps in this position with that band around your legs as well to create that tension so that you can really get your glute medius working again. Why not kill two birds with one stone, I say. As you can see, it really hurts. So 10 reps like that, and then you move your feet into a more standard position, how you'd normally do the machine. And then you do 10 reps like that, making sure you don't pause for too long at the bottom or too long at the top where you release. You want to keep the movement flowing, if that makes sense. Like fluid, is that the word? Fluidy? I don't know, that doesn't sound right. So 10 like this, making sure you're breathing properly, and I like to inhale on the way down and then exhale on the way up. I had to think about that then. Then what you're going to do is you're going to grab something so that you can put it in between your legs, get rid of the band, and you're going to create tension and squeeze. And you're going to bring your feet really close together with a gap still and do the movement from there. So you're going to do 10. You can do this one a little bit faster. I mean, I try to keep my reps slow and controlled, but when I get really fatigued, I'm just trying to get them done, you know? I'm just trying to finish it off, because it's either that or I don't finish it at all. So you do the best you can, but always try to make sure your technique is good. You try not to let that go just for the sake of lifting heavy weights or doing more reps. It's not worth it. Yeah, that really hurts. Okay, try that. So it's 10 of each. So you end up doing 30, obviously, and you probably have trouble walking. Abduction machine time. So I either do this seated or I use the standing machine. And you know what? I started at this gym a few weeks ago when we moved house, and for some reason the machine doesn't come in far enough, so you don't get your legs close enough together, so there's not full range of motion, which I find is really important when you're trying to grow and strengthen the glutes. I want to work the glute muscle in all ranges, right? I hope that makes sense. So I went and bought these yoga blocks so I could make my legs go in more, but I just have to position my feet a little bit differently because I don't want my feet going out and my knees coming in, if that makes sense. You want your knees to be pretty much over your feet, so I try my best to get that right and do what I can with what I've got, right? I thought I was pretty inventative, is that the word? You know, coming up with using these blocks. Okay, so as you can see, I did, I think I did like 15 reps or something of the first style, sitting forward, and then I move up. So what I'm trying to do here is extend at the hip. I'm trying to fully extend as much as I can without arching my back, so that I'm working my glute when it's in a contracted, shortened position. And it really burns, as you can see. I think I did about 15 reps. It's calf time. Calves are something I have to work hard on because I don't actually have great calves. So I always throw in my calves when I do a leg day. I mean, I think you should do your whole leg anyway. It's like people at the gym just training their glutes and nothing else. Like, you need to have balance, guys. So I'm working on full range of motion here, which is what I do for most exercises, except for the CAS hip thrust, of course. So I'm dorsiflexing up as far as I can, which means I bring my toes up, and then plantarflexing all the way down. So don't just go through the movement, really have your mind in the muscle and think about the full range of motion here. This is another great one for my ankle. I've got to move it in all different ways as much as I can, otherwise it gets stiff. And that's it. That's the workout done. Such a good session. I hate it when I'm doing it and I'm always thinking, oh, I can't do it, and I keep going. Focus on your goal. You want to be stronger and fitter than ever, and I've got gymnastics goals and I need to be strong for those. So that's what I focus on, and I focus on my breath as well. And then also I remember my birth when I gave birth, and I'm like, can I go harder? Not always. I don't always do that, but when I'm feeling good, I try to really push myself to my limits. And then when I'm finished, I feel so good, and the endorphins that are released are amazing. When I have time off training, even if it's a few days, I start going a bit crazy and I feel a bit depressed. Not because I want to train because I'm worried about getting fat. It's got nothing to do with that. It's the endorphin release that I get that makes me feel good. I'm lacking that, and I just feel like, ugh. Oh, I keep trying to film and play using my phone, Bluetooth. Isaac always asks for We Will Rock You, and he loves it, and he goes like boom, boom, ch, boom, boom, ch. Don't you, Isaac?